we don't have to wait the weekend. We can see all the things for our kids. We can go to Disneyland or Legoland any day of the week we want if we're disciplined about our work. If I'm disciplined enough, I can go write business Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, take Wednesday off all throughout the week if I hit my goals. Cool. All right, we're going to get started. So welcome, guys, to the Agent Q&A. It is February 6th. So we just got back from convention. A lot of good stuff we picked up from. But aside from that, I'll review a couple of things that I got from it. Anything new with contracting, with FFL, the corporate?
Anything new? So right now, there's nothing really new in regards to contracting. Things to remember for our agents would probably be, the newer things where like sometimes AIG for our new agents is not available in your SureLC. So now you guys are having to request that in HCMS. Along with John Hancock, it's not available in your SureLC automatically like it used to. So you guys will also be requesting that through HCMS now.
Yeah. How did AIG disappear?
I have no idea. I think it's mainly because they're working to transition it to NLC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like that's our main one of our main carriers. Okay.
Sometimes it's not on there for some of our agents.
Yeah. So fire away, guys. Questions and things are open for you. And whatever I'll answer out, maybe I'll apply what I got from convention.
Perfect. So quick question. I've been, in the chat or group me or whatever. So I seen the other day somebody wrote, they said cremation policy. Is there a carrier that now has a cremation?
No, they're just saying they wrote a small policy just for cremation.
Oh, okay. All right. I thought there was like
a specific
some type of right. Okay. All right.
So yeah, let's take a step back and I'll go over this in the concept selling as far as for new agents that might be listening in. So there is the need for the life insurance and then there's the product for the life insurance, right? So back at our old company, we used to take care of 4 needs. You had your need for final expense, which is the product then would be to take care of it, which is whole life or a permanent plan like an IUL. Right. So if it's a final expense need, it'll either be your full funeral burial coverage or a cremation coverage. Then the other 3 needs, typically we like to use the term for, which is your income protection. If you're a single income breadwinner and you have a spouse and kids relying on your income, we want to protect up to 5 to 10 times your salary. Your mortgage balance, which is either a 15, 20, 30-year mortgage note. Okay. And then your college education from the time the kids are born until they go to college. So these things, they're limited liability periods, right? You're not going to work forever. Kids are not going to be dependent on you forever. And your mortgage is not going to be paid on forever. So you cover that during your liability period. And that's when the term would come in. So these are the 4 needs. So it always is the confusion. It's a funeral plan. Well, yes, it's the life insurance, which is a whole life, is for the funeral. If that makes sense. Yeah, fire away. Any other questions?
Convention, man. What any new companies that maybe Sean negotiated with for FFL? Any new product coming?
No, it's mainly a lot of the telesales. So the good and the bad about it, mainly good. They had top producers there. Okay. But the bad is each top producer that they're excelling in, they only had like 10 minutes. So, and then you got the jitters, how they feel and how they react with a big amount of people watching them. So if you did miss it, you could just look up these top producers and they'll be on YouTube. They'll be on, FFL, YouTube, something, and they will have 20, 30 minute trainings. Like Frank Euphemia talked about mortgage protection, but he only had 10 minutes, where he was on The Next Level Live on Fridays at 9 a.m. And I remember I saved it. He spent like a good 40 minutes going over programs and products and whatnot. So it's good and bad because they have to be just really, really broad about it. But for the people that had a long time frame to talk about, like Damon John, Jocko, Dave Anderson, those are the best because they were the keynote speakers. They're pretty good. Yeah. Jocko I like the most, even though So this is the caveat to it too. It's like, okay, should you have been there? Yeah. But if you missed it, it's not like you missed it all completely, because if you just got to go to YouTube, type in Jocko, most of the stuff he spoke to, it's like I've heard of it, but it's like hearing it in person.
Yeah. Because most of those keynote speakers are already on like social media, on YouTube. Like you said, they already have full videos, full trainings, and and on different topics too. So.
Right. So Dave Anderson's been there for like every year. He has a podcast. Jocko Willink has a podcast. So it just great. If you have never heard of them, it introduces you to them. But if you have, just follow through their podcast, listening to going to work, going to school, going to the gym, lifting weights, listen to a couple of things. It's pretty good. My key takeaway on it was just him expanding on like the discipline equals freedom. And then he kind of used it because, of course, he's for FFL. He's speaking with FFL. So he attributed life insurance sales to it. Right. So it really makes a difference to us. So what is discipline equals freedom? A lot of people, he talked about like, if you're too disciplined, well, now you're giving up this. Now you're going to give up your time because now you're too focused on work. No, it's the opposite. If you were disciplined on your dials, if you're disciplined on your work and you were disciplined on your time, you're actually gaining freedom, because now you don't have to wake up the next day feeling like you were unaccomplished, right? You don't have to feel like I didn't do enough and then you beat yourself up with the conflict. So if we get really, really disciplined, we're going to make more money. And if we're really disciplined with that amount of money and disciplined with our time, we're going to be able to spend that money, right? So instead of doing things where it's just like winging it, you can kind of go in the middle of things. But if you're really disciplined with work, things are going, you're disciplined about your training, your classes, your courses, whatever you feel like you don't have the skill to get better in here. If you get disciplined on that, it's going to attribute to a higher income wage, higher skill, and then now you'll have freedom. Okay. So I was thinking about that when I was going to getting my baby daughter ready for school. It's true, because like a lot of people just go do their 9-to-5 job, right?
Yeah.
And they go to work. Okay. And then when they go to work, what do they need to do? After they get home, they're so just beat up about their job that they need to decompress. So what do they do to decompress? Now they turn on the TV. They zone out, right? They have some time with their kids here and there, but they wait for the weekend, because the weekend's when they want to do the things they like to do. You want to go fishing, you want to play basketball, you got to take your kids out, Disneyland, Legoland, whatever you want to do, right? But imagine us, we don't have to have that if we're disciplined enough in our business. We don't have to wait the weekend. We can see all the things for our kids. We can go to Disneyland or Legoland any day of the week we want if we're disciplined about our work, right? If I'm disciplined enough, I can go write business Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, take Wednesday and off all throughout the week if I hit my goals. But for me to hit my goals, I got to be disciplined enough, know how to write, because now what we're doing is you're no longer trading time for money. You're trading your skill for money. But for you to gain your skill to trade for money, we need to be disciplined. Yeah. We got to elevate our skill, right? So that's the concept I'm getting at of like, okay, how do I teach a new agent? How do I get an agent disciplined enough? Because they're in their head.
Yeah.
They're going to psych themselves out. They're going to not want to call. And I get in my own head. I don't want to make calls, right? And I think about that. I was like, shoot, I'm just delaying it. And then Dave Anderson's topic, he had a topic of staying in the moment. So if you stayed in the moment, you're focused on your task, okay? Instead of being, out of the moment or getting caught up in the moment. Yeah. You get caught up in the moment. Yeah, you're just on social media, Facebook, Instagram. Next thing you know, time passed and you didn't make any dials.
Yeah.
So these little things, like, yeah, you've heard it all, but it's good to kind of like have someone slap you in the face with it again.
Yeah.
So
that's so funny. So today in the morning, I was listening to this podcast and they were talking about that, about how people can have better mornings, or how you can set up yourself for the next day to have a better day. Right.
Yeah.
And so what they were saying on there was that, well, I was listening to Mel Robbins, but
Mel Robbins.
Yeah, one
of her
newer podcasts. But she was saying how if you start off by pre-planning like your morning in the evening, then your next day will just be better. So what she was saying was more or less like, she did something like the 3-2-1 rule where it was like, 3 hours before bedtime, you're not going to eat anymore. And then 2 hours before bedtime, you're probably going to put your phone away or turn off all the light or something like that. But it was like a 3-2-1 kind of steps so that you can basically prepare yourself for the next day. So she was saying the same things you were saying about how we procrastinate, how people do have their 9 to 5, but then they get home and they're like, wow, like I worked so hard today. I deserve to like chill and
eat ice cream.
like it's like I deserve to like, just bum out on my couch and maybe like not do whatever else you got to do. But it was more or less about the procrastination that we get into when we get out of like our typical 9 to 5, because it is your mindset of like thinking that you're so tired, you have no more energy to like do all the other things. Right?
Because you're caught up in your job. You're caught up but not.
But it is like a mindset.
It's a mind trap.
Yeah. So, So then it was also like, coming back to like maybe a 5-second rule where if you tell yourself that you're going to get something done, like give yourself 5 seconds to then get to it. So it's like, okay, I'm going to like, I should maybe wash the dishes, right? So like in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 seconds, I'm going to get up and go take care of it, as opposed to like procrastinating on like, maybe I'll do it after this like commercial break.
Yeah.
And then the next commercial break comes on. And it's like, maybe I should go do, I'll just wait until, and then it's like
10 seconds saying I should.
Never do it.
Yeah,
so,
that's true.
Yeah. So I think that, in listening to that podcast specifically, like for myself, I think that I have a really good morning routine, but then also like there are those mornings where like we get thrown off or, maybe we don't stick to our schedule to the T, you know what I mean? So, it was just a reminder that like, if we do pre-plan our days, maybe the night before, where we have, a jotted list of, a targeted list of things that we want to accomplish for the next day, then we don't go to bed thinking like, I have to do X, Y, Z and blah, 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 because we kind of like stack, our previous day's responsibilities onto our next day responsibility. And then that becomes too much. So,
well, not even just too much. I think sometimes we just get too cluttered. You forget what your task is at hand. You forget what should be priority. So that's one of the things he was saying. Like when you get flustered, you're emotional. So he mentioned it into a battle. So he's an instructor. So Jocko Willink is an instructor. He teaches these Navy SEALs about leadership. Right. So he puts them in scenarios. It's kind of funny scenario. So it's like a battle zone scenario where here's a soldier and then he's going into the zone and out of nowhere, a flashbang comes out and then there's an amputee actor, basically a guy with no legs and blood coming out. Yeah. And then he hears gunfires happening. Then he sees he hears another gunfire happening and then some bombings or whatever else. So it's just chaos. Right. And so he was training and teaching these SEALs. Okay. Relax, detach, and then figure out and prioritize. Okay. What do you think out of all the things, the Navy SEAL, 90%, 9 out of 10, they would prioritize?
They'd prioritize probably the injured soldier that's there bleeding before their own life.
Right. So would you believe that's wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
you can't care for you. Like in my mind, as a parent, I always think of it like, I can't care for my kid if I'm not good. Like if I'm not safe and if I'm not all here, like I can't care for anybody.
Exactly. So that was the problem. So the problem was 9 out of 10 and all these Navy SEAls, they focus on the bleeding leg. First. Well, shoot, how did that guy get a bloody leg? He was getting shot at. So the priority should have been shoot the shooter, save him later. But they focus on saving this guy. Then they get killed too because they got shot.
Yeah, because you don't prioritize.
So it's just a combobulation of all the things that's happening. You got this, you got bills, you got to go to work, you got family, you got kids. These things, if you don't take an assessment and you don't detach from the frustrations or the anger or like, depression, you can't mentally, logically look at things and figure out and prioritize what's the number one concern. So he was talking about that. Prioritize the number one concern. So in our business, a lot of people start doing this a lot. I got to study this. I got to study that. I got to know the products. I got to get all the contracts. You need one contract. You need one agent number. You have something to sell. So what's the priority? Okay, you got something to sell. You got a product to sell. Let's get selling, right? How do we sell? Well, we need to get in front of people. How do we get in front of people? That's the next priority. Priority is you either get really good on the phone to get in front of people, doing one call close if you're doing telesales, or if you're in a hybrid or you're doing in person, you got to get in front of a person. You got to get into kitchen tables. Okay. So that's the number one concern. So then you figure out, okay, well, for me to do that, what do I need? I either need clients, my current clients, my own warm clients, or I just got to go out there and go into the field, go door to door, go talk to people at some gas stations, go to the library, go to shopping malls. They have this thing called malling, right? But these are all the ideas that shouldn't stop you from doing anything, because at the end of the day, we have a product we can sell for anyone 89 and under. And anybody and everybody's our client, as long as they have a method of payment and they're living, right? So we can sell anyone and everyone. So why are we overcomplicating things?
Yeah.
Right. There's just too many things, too much minutia that's happening in the process of things, right?
Yeah.
So keeping it simple, he talked about that. Okay, prioritize, but also don't be like laid back. He was just saying that you have to be aggressive. I think it was Dave Anderson or it was Jocko, to be always consistently aggressive about achieving your goals. So one of them mentioned, it's like, dude, you don't want to set up goals that you're going to hit. You want to set up goals that you it's hard for you to hit because you need to level up to get to that goal. You don't want to go to a goal that you can already attain right now. Like if I said I can run a mile, like, yeah, but if I wanted to say I want to do a marathon, I got to prepare for that. I got to learn and have a new skill to get and accomplish that. So I think it starts with that, having your why again, kind of like what you mentioned last week. What are we working for? Having a clear vision of that. And from a leadership standpoint, he even talked about like everyone knowing the why. So Jocko talked about that, where if he has multiple team members and he just told, so the story was he told one of the commanders to go up, the top floor of a building and create a security. And initially there's supposed to be walls on the top floor, so they would have a shelter or something to hide in from the bullets. Well, from the top, when they get there, they purposely made no walls. So to trick the SEALs, right?
What are you guys going to do?
Okay, so the SEALs, they go up there and they're like, what the hell? What's going on? So if they don't know the purpose,
they're like, where's our cover?
Right, there's no cover. And so now the next downline, the next sergeant to the upper guy, I don't know the name.
Yeah.
So the platoon member is like, Sarge, what are we doing up here? And then the sergeant's like, I don't know. The commander said they could be up here. He's stupid because they don't know why. But if the commander said, you need to go up there so you can provide cover and then secure the ground forces, if they know what they're doing, then they can do an audible. So if they go up there, there's no wall, but they know the purpose of why they're going there. They just need to go to the bottom floor with covers and walls, and then call the commander saying, hey, there was no cover on the top. We went downstairs. We secured the perimeter. Ground troops are cleared. Done deal. Yeah. So everyone wins. Everyone has an idea of where we're going. So I think that's a key point for me to push where my agency is going, but also the team knowing that they can be part of it, instead of saying, this is where I'm going. You guys can play. You guys
can follow along if you want.
You guys can play if you like.
But then there's no communication.
Right. You can run your own business if you like. So same things with new agents. We got to figure out what they're getting into, what they want to do get out of this, so we can help them and play with it. So everyone knows what we're doing. So a lot of little like mental stuff, really cool mental stuff that I picked up from what I can remember. Anything you want to add, Jason? I don't know if Fran and whoever else is on. I don't know if they're.
That was good, man. Great info.
Yeah, so it's really good. But yeah, some days were long, man. They went from like 7 to 10. Some had like a Spanish speaking at like the first day from Spanish 7 to 10. Spanish training. We didn't go to that, but yeah. Then there's the awards night and the Hall of Fame dinner. So it's pretty fun. Worth it. It rained a little bit on Sunday. Albert got hurt on a Saturday. Slipped and busted his knee on the towel on the floor in the what do you call it? The bathroom. But he's fine. He's walking. He'll thug it out. But yeah,
he'll show up to next Thursday's podcast with the cane in hand.
Yeah. But yeah, what the Lone Depot Arena is, it's like a baseball stadium with all these stairs and all that stuff. So we bought a sleeve for him and he was just like limping. He made it happen. But yeah, it was overall fun. Anything else? Any other questions? We have some time. How's everything with the dials today, Jason? I saw you on.
Yeah, so first day just getting back into it. But I got a bunch of appointments set up for like later today.
Hey,
yeah. But
how do you feel? How's everything? How's your head with it? Like any mental challenges?
I'm good, man. I'm just learning from mistakes, like you said. Like I was focusing on my team so much, and I left myself, But I'm back into my own grind, and it feels good. I was telling my wife that I was like, it feels good.
That's
I still once you do this so much, you go back to it. People trying to take control over the phone, and I took it right back. Like, no, ma'am. Look, I got 5
I really
PM.
wanted to hear you on that call because I know I think somebody else was on, and then he had a call. Yeah.
Oh, for real? Yeah. So it's just no. I booked an appointment.
Okay.
Oh, so
I got an appointment. Yeah, it's been, and a lot of people didn't pick up. So, I know that probably like from 4 to like 8 p.m. tonight, those same people that I couldn't get earlier, they're going to pick up.
Yeah,
When you've done it so long, man, it just never changes really. It's like, what to do. It's like, muscle memory. So.
Yeah, it's crazy because like, that's the hardest part. The really hardest part about this is just starting. If you're on the dials and you start dialing, you just pick it up. But the mental challenge of I need to dial. I should dial. Right? That 3-2-1 method will work. That 5-second rule will work. I need to start dialing now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, that really works.
That's why you wanna, like, what I used to like so much is I was like, man, I pray I close one earlier. Once you start closing early in the day, it makes the rest of the day. Because then now your goal for that day, like, hey, I want to do in the day, it irks you on.
Gives you that momentum.
5 families.
Right, exactly. So you be like, dang, man, like, if you haven't gotten one early,
Yeah. We try not to say thousands anymore because we say families because
That's right.
FTC compliance.
5 families, I mean, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's true. So once you're on it, and then I was telling this to my team, because some people like you focus so much on the wrong thing. Now I wouldn't say wrong things, but less income producing things. Like as a manager, you care about your team, and then you train them more, and then you start forgetting that, okay, well, I need to write 10 times as much for a 10% override instead of me just writing. Right. So I can either get 10 agents to duplicate one sale, or let me do one sale. Right. And so I was telling my team, let's focus on you. And then your team will start seeing that you're making money, and then they'll start believing in the company, and then they'll start writing. And if they don't feel like they can believe in that, well, they need to keep seeing people selling from that. And this is where the live dials are helping, and they're seeing there's the production, there's like momentum happening. Right. Yeah. So focus on you. And then once you are in the system and running, this is what I was telling my team. Okay, now we all have rhythm. Everyone's writing weekly, almost daily. Now we can create some fun into it, because now before it was like the struggle of I need to get by. Well, now that we're all getting by and we're making money, okay, well, now how do we push each other? Now we can create competition. We can create like an increase in our pace. We can start running together instead of walking together. So it's a step and it's a process, but make sure you're involved. If your team is still not in it, tell them to just get on dials. We'll try to, pump them up. But until then, continue to work on you, because remember, you need 1 sale for 10 sales from a downline. So don't lose out on your personal production. That's a big.
Hey guys, it's Fran.
Hey, Fran.
I'm sorry. Hi. Are you guys on every day or
Monday?
Just Mondays?
Our Zoom dials?
Oh yeah, for the elite dial.
Not the dials, just the QnA. For the QnA.
QnA, it's just Mondays. Just Mondays at 11:15 Pacific time.
We have like 15 minutes for you, Fran.
I saw that your downline was on, and I was about to go ahead and review the process for when agents submit their contracts through Cheryl. So I'll review it either way, so she can go ahead and backtrack on the video. But
my downline was on here.
Yeah, she was on here. The one you texted me in the morning about.
Really, I didn't notice that.
Can you go on video, Fran?
Fran is under Misha Martin. She's under Misha Martin.
Oh yeah. Under Trent.
No, under Albert.
I thought
under Misha and Terrence and Terrence.
Yeah, Terrence.
I thought you said Trent.
No, Terrence.
I'm trying to.
Brian, where are you at?
Yeah.
Where do you stay? There you go.
Tanisha, right?
Hi, guys.
Tanisha?
Hi.
Yeah.
Can hardly see you though. Your blind
Mhm.
light is.
I know.
Hey, we can see you.
I do that.
And I'm trying to eat my lunch at the same time. So it's
You're
like,
good. You're
it's
good.
crazy. But
What do you call it?
I
So we were in
definitely, I
Miami,
wanna-
right? Go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, I would love to have been down there in Miami with you guys, but I'm definitely going to try to get my team to be on here every Monday because they have a plethora of questions for me, and it actually helps that you guys, that you guys are on here. So I'm going to make sure I at least get 2 people besides myself on here, so that way they can kind of ask the questions, that they have, and it just helps me out,
Right.
So yeah, I'm glad you guys are on here.
More importantly, it builds them a little bit of not I would say employee mindset, but like a tuning in mindset. It's like, yeah, clock in here, go on here, make sure let's
it gives them an opportunity to get plugged into something or be a part of.
Absolutely.
Put them on a work grind instead of like, I'll do this when I can. I'll ask you when I want to. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. So I'm definitely going to mention this to them on Mondays that I want them to plug in, and I'm going to be on here with them. So that way they say, if I'm on here, they'll get on here.
Yes.
So it kind of, works out. Yeah. But I appreciate you guys because I don't always have all the answers. And Joe, no, I will text her in a second. So,
I got
and I appreciate you so much. So, but it's good to have this forum, especially for new people. It's so important. It's a big help to me. I do know that. And it's going to be a big help to everyone else as well. So thank
Brian,
you guys.
How long have you been in the insurance game?
Since, I'm going to say since 2015.
Oh, okay. You're a pro.
Yeah. No, I started out with, I think everybody said, I started out with Primerica.
Different companies.
So, it just kind of spiraled from there, and I learned, and I met some really great people, and I haven't looked back since then. So it's been great. Yeah, Misha Martin and Terrence, they're fantastic.
Are you also?
They help me out a lot. So,
are you also in their area? I know Terrence is like in Georgia now, right?
I'm sorry, I said it.
What state are you in?
I'm in Pennsylvania. I'm in Philadelphia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I know Terrence moved from Fresno to Georgia. I thought you were like close by to them too.
No, but I mean it's not far. I can get there. I can drive.
Really?
But yeah, it's he's in Alabama, right?
I don't know. Atlanta, Georgia. I thought
he's in Atlanta, right? I think he's in Georgia.
He's in Atlanta. Okay, I can drive to Atlanta, but yeah, that's not.
She's like,
it's far, but it's, no, I'm not gonna. I'm definitely flying, but yeah. However, yeah, but he's really great. If I need anything, if I have questions, I can call him or at any time, and he always picks up.
Yeah, we got your back.
Terrence is really awesome.
Also, Terrence, just to let you know, it's on the live dials daily, especially in the mornings. He takes a little break in the midday.
For your agents also to hop on and check out doing the calls if they're going to be working remotely or whatnot.
Yeah. He's told me. It seems like every time I try to get on his live dials, I'm always doing something over here, calling my own clients, trying to get them back on board when their policy is all messed up. So, I have done both, but
okay.
Oh, you said be on the dials with him while doing it?
Yeah. Oh. So here's how it works. So a lot of people get confused. Like we're on Zoom just like this, right? Most of the time, people are muted unless they get a client on the phone. So one, it shows proof that people are working, people are just dialing, and people are not always selling on the spot. People are getting hung up on, people are getting the no call, people are going to voicemails, right? So you could be on, but if you're still dialing or if someone's on the phone or someone's on the live call, they will unmute and we can hear how they're selling on the phone. So
okay.
So you can be on the dials. Oh, there you go. Now we can see you. I was saying you can be on the dials. You can make your client calls, and then you can even unmute too on your client calls when that happens.
Oh, you know what? I didn't even think about it like that. I guess you're right about this. So
so
I will consider that.
Right. You can stay busy on there, and then if it's too chaotic, sometimes some people do take off the audio volume just so they can focus on the client. But at least someone's seeing that, hey, look at you, you're working, you're dialing.
I mean, I'd be busy every morning. So it's like, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say, it's also good to listen in on the other agents because sometimes I feel like they have really sharp rebuttals or sharp options, or maybe other carrier options that other agents aren't really aware of. So it's interesting to see how everybody kind of picks up on.
It is, because you know what? I like taking little nuggets from different people and it kind of incorporate into my own everyday. So it is good to hear all that, but I didn't think about the fact that I could be calling and correcting people's policies while they're doing their dials. But then too, that's great because they can hear how I do things.
Yes. The biggest thing is the biggest thing is there's vision. There's people, especially new agents, seeing how easy it is or how simple it is. We're just going to work. But if no one sees it, they just think, oh, well, shoot, you're not on, I'm not on, I don't got to participate.
Right. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Parents is selling daily on there.
I know.
Putting in the time. So I think
that's
also the issue with agents where, you know, they have high commissions. They feel like they just need to do one sale or two sales and they'll be in the clear. But they don't understand the work it takes, the dials it takes, the conversations it takes. And they think they can make it happen. And so they don't put in the skill work and the labor work, you know?
No, yeah. You do have to put in the work. I mean, if you don't put in the work, don't expect any results. Don't expect anything, because if you're not working, don't call me and complain. I don't want to hear the complaints, because if you're not working, seriously, if you're not doing anything and we're all working here.
Right.
You know, why are you here?
That's what I would recommend for you. Get your team, be on the dials and get your team on. Yeah. It'll save a lot of work for you, because now if they ask you a question about presentation, shoot, be quiet. Listen to somebody dialing. That's all you got to say. Jump in.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to do that.
And then when you have a break, so let's say you're dialing, you're calling your clients. Once you finish, they can unmute. You can unmute right away. They can ask you questions. You can like role play it, and then do like a video recap of it.
Yeah. Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. Well, I'm glad I hopped on with you guys today. I'm going to definitely try to get my team on with you guys on Mondays. That definitely helps me out. And a lot of them are new to the insurance business. So this will help them out, especially my young lady in Virginia, Khadijah. She's new, so she can definitely learn a lot.
Yeah, just get them plugged into the live dials. I know from some of Albert's agents, they hop on and they're brand new. They're going through like the contracting phase, but they hop on to just like listen in on the other callers or the other agents. And that's what they're doing. In the meantime, they're waiting for their contracting, or they're even going through boot camp. Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely going to do that, because it's going to help them out tremendously. So that way they're not always dependent on me for everything. Yeah.
You know, even though I'm there for them every day.
Send them to the QnA and send them to the live dials. The live dials are on from 7 to 7, right?
Yeah. Even more. Some people are longer. Like Misha logs in early.
And you know what? I gotta say, some people are even later, because it just depends on what states you're calling.
Yes.
So what time are they? I think
Misha comes in at like 6 a.m., 5 a.m. Sometimes Albert gets on at 5 a.m. too.
Yeah. So 5 a.m.
Wow.
But see, the thing is, it creates, and that's really the culture we're trying to recreate, where it takes work to make money. You got to plug in, you got to go to work, you got to put in the time. And the people that they're thinking are selling every day, they're like, what's their secret? They're dialing 10-hour days. That's the secret. They're making a couple of sales because they're putting in the work. It's that easy. We just got to go to work.
You're right. You just got to put the work in. You have to.
And then that's what we're doing. This is for everyone, and we want to make sure we alleviate a lot of the stresses of an individual manager trying to handle everything. What we want you to do is we want you to focus and make money. That's all we want you to do. We want you to focus, make money, and recruit. If you wish to recruit, while you're recruiting, all we want you to do while you're recruiting is them seeing you make money. We can take care of the rest.
Yeah.
We got the Q&A, we got the training, we got the boot camp, we got the live dials. We try to create all the system needed for them to just plug in. They just got to want it.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna have some people on. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. We'll make sure they get on here next Monday.
Yeah. And then also, John most likely touched on this, but yeah, make sure your contracts are up to date, because sometimes if your downlines are looking for contracts, if you're not contracted, it messes things up.
Yeah, hers is good.
Yeah. Absolutely.
There you go.
So let me ask you a question about Athene. Tell me about that carrier.
So Athene is specifically an annuity company.
Oh,
so
okay.
They do fixed index annuities, MIGAs and SPIAs. So multi-year guaranteed annuity with a MIGA, and then SPIAs, a single premium indexed annuity. SPIAs is what we do the most.
Okay.
Yeah. You have any questions on annuities? How they work? Have you ever done one before?
I have never done one. I definitely am interested.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, I don't even know what question to ask you, but
okay. We got a few minutes. I'll run through real quick. I'll give you the 3-minute breakdown of what an annuity is. So annuity, it's an indexed annuity. So what an indexed annuity simplified in a sense from a gambler standpoint. This is my gambler analogy to it. If I go to the casino, and think of the casino as an analogous to the stock market. If I have $100,000 and I go to the casino, I'm liable to win as much as I can. So I have uncapped, unlimited potential on my winnings, like the stock market. And then I can also lose all of my 100,000 because I can put in the wrong investment or wrong play and it goes up in smoke, right? So what an indexed annuity analogous to gambling is that I'm giving the 100,000 to Joanne, my professional gambler. So Joanne will be Athene, right?
Okay.
So Athene will then promise me guaranteed principal, zero loss. I have a floor with her. It's like I let the professional gambler borrow my money. They're going to go make money with it. But if they lost it all, they still owe me the 100,000. Okay. And this happens year per year. So the number one issue when you're seeing clients, they're losing money in the market. It's red. They're scared. How do I stop the bleeding? You can put them on an indexed annuity. So the indexed annuity will participate in the market. So now the gambler, the professional gambler, is making money in the market with it. But since they made money with the market, I also have a little bit of a split with her. She got to get her cut. I get my cut. But if we lose, she lost. I didn't. I kept my minimum, my principal.
Oh, wow.
That makes sense? Right. So think of it.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. So think of it like a long-term CD play, right? The CD, the time you give it to her for a year, you get your interest. But the CD, the difference between a CD and an annuity, the CD is fixed. It's a predicated percentage amount. That's all you're going to get. With her, she's putting into the market. They're putting into an index funds. They're buying options with it. So it can have a high generation from 10%, 20%, 30%. Then you have your participation rate. Participation rate means my cut. If she turned 100,000 to 120,000, there's a 20% gain. If I have a 10% participation, that means we split the 10 and 10. Okay.
Wow.
Actually, it's the opposite. If I have 100% participation, then we get the whole thing. But those are all the crazy numbers.
That's fantastic, though. Thank you. That's fantastic. I'm going to have to really get into that.
So here's the thing. Here's the simplified again. You don't have to do all of that. Albert Lau is our annuity director. We have the product knowledge. We have company. We have advanced market sales or retirement simple. That's what they're trying to rename. They're trying to rebrand AMS. Yeah.
Okay.
Retirement Solution Easy or something. Easy Retirement Solutions.
Okay.
Something like
ESR.
that. Yeah. Instead of advanced market sales. When you say advanced,
whatever works.
The new agents think us to advance for me. So they dumped it out. Easy Retirement Solutions. Something like that.
It's more friendly though.
Right.
Yeah.
So we have the team to get you all the knowledge and answers you have. We can even help you with the presentation. We can be on the phone call with the client. You know what we don't have? We don't have the clientele. So what we want you to do is get in front of those clients. You ask the simple questions. What do you have going on with your retirement? Is it doing good for you? Do you need help? Okay. You have your 401k IRAs and all that stuff. Is it doing good for you? Do you need help? That's all. It's simple.
That's it.
Once
And
you
get one of you guys on the phone. That's it.
Yeah, you get the client, you get an illustration, you find out what they have. If they have some savings, they made some money off the lottery, they had a divorce, they got some like windfall from inheritance, death, life insurance, death payout. All these things help out.
Okay.
They got money they want to play and stash it on something. We can help them with an annuity.
Okay, that's fantastic. That's good. That's good information to know.
Yeah,
you gotta make sure I write down your phone numbers.
Yeah, last part.
I'm gonna need your phone number to call you.
Last part. Do you know how we get paid on annuities?
No, I want to know that. Wait a minute. Let me grab this pen because now I want your phone number because I do come across people who have money.
Yes.
And for the most part, I've sold them IULs.
Okay.
But to get them annuity, to sell them an annuity would be great. So go ahead, tell me, how do we get paid off of it? That's the most important part.
It is based on your AUM. So you get promoted to your AUM, which is your assets under management, your whole annuity volume business. As it goes up, your commission goes up. Okay. But starting commission is between 5.25. Okay. So that means of the initial transfer bonus. So you find somebody with 100,000 annuity, you get 5.25% of that. That means you're getting paid 5,250.
Yeah, I was my wheels was turning there.
You get $1 million client, you're getting paid $50K off of one sale.
That's nice.
Right?
That's
you even get like a $400,000 or $500,000 client, you're making $25,000. You get it's like you want a car transferring their money, and then it doesn't come out of their money. Athene pays you.
Now, if is there tell me about the chargeback portion of that.
Well, if the policy cancels, you get charged back.
See, that's the downside.
But the thing is, it's less likely to happen. These sales don't happen within one night. You do an application, it goes to suitability. Suitability means Athene has to accept the policy. It's not an underwriting on their health. It's an underwriting on their financial side. Once it's good, then they request the money. Once they request the money, then they pay you. So it could take about 3 weeks to a month. So less likely to happen. They're not going to think it over in one night and say, I want to cancel.
Right. Most people get the annuities. They want to keep it. They don't want to.
Most presentations are 2-step closes anyways. You get the information, then you do what's called a BAM-FAM, book an appointment from an appointment. So we had a conversation. Let me see what you got. Give me all your info. What do you want to do with this? You want a growth? You want a protection? You want a death benefit with it? We bring it up. We bring you an illustration. You have Albert on the line if you needed. Then you do an application. Then you follow up.
Wow.
So it's a multi-step step. You're not going to randomly just get $1 million client saying, here you go. Brian, do something with it. Trust you. You know what you're doing.
No, I hear you. Okay. Yeah. All right. Definitely. I'm going to keep that in my.
Yeah. So last part. You get over 100,000 AUM, your 5.25 will jump up to 6%.
Wow.
So you make your first sale of 100,000, anything above that, then it goes up. And it can go all the way up from 8% to like 10. Based on volume.
Really? Wow. That's fantastic. Cool. That is huge.
So that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for joining us. Let us know. We'll see you guys next week.
Thank you, guys.
Bye, you guys.